Hey everybody, welcome to Samco Workshop. Today we're talking about this very cool vehicle that we have right here that you're seeing. This is the Ineos GRENADIER, and this thing is now available in the U.S. It's just been delivered here, and I'll tell you what, the reasoning behind this vehicle and what it's capable of and the things that this thing can do and how it came about is pretty incredible. So what we have here is basically I'll tell you the story of the guy here in a second. We'll cover that, how it came about. But what we have is we have a absolute beast of a vehicle that is just incredible to see. This kind of quality and capability made by a company that's never made a vehicle before. It's just amazing what they're doing with this thing here and what they've done with it. The owner of this, the guy who created this, it was basically they were sitting around in a bar in England and realized that they missed the fact that the Defender is no longer a Defender anymore, and they came up with the idea to build one. And they did. And not only did they build it, which is so incredibly hard to do today to get into creating vehicles, but not only did they built it and they made it available. It's in the U.S. It's all over Canada. It's all over everywhere. They've got dealer networks available for this thing. So let's see what it is. This is it right here. And this is it. It's called the Ineos GRENADIER. And what we have here in a nutshell is basically sort of what a Defender used to be. We're talking about lockers, front, rear, center diff lock, full-time four-wheel drive. This thing got 10.5 inches of ground clearance, and it's coming stock with 32-inch tires, so there's a lot of room for more with that. This thing is just incredible on every kind of a level, and we're going to dive into it. I'm going to give you the specs. I'm going to give you the details. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff on this thing, pricing, the whole deal. You can order them, configure them. You can even get your frame powder coated in different colors on this, or painted different colors on the frame. I mean, the things that you can do with this thing are incredible, and they are opening up dealerships all across the country in the United States too, so that they can be serviced. This has a BMW engine in it. Okay, it's a I want to say it's a 3-liter BMW 3-liter, and it is a inline 6 turbo. This is an engine that produces massive torque down low. It's been proven very, very reliable. It's made it to a BMW 8-speed transmission, but this motor and trans combo is phenomenal, especially if you look at it around the world. We in the U.S. are getting a gas version. Overseas are getting diesel. Sorry, I should keep scrolling here as I'm doing this. It's 290 horsepower, I think, with 330 foot-pounds of torque. About the size of a four-door Wrangler is about the size of this, with a lot of interior room. We'll show you some pictures of that kind of stuff. I'm kind of going through here a little bit. Let me actually go do that right now. We'll play, because I got some videos on some of that stuff on the interior in here. And I'll show you pictures as well too. Building it, let's see. The interior. This thing looks like a spaceship on the inside, like an airplane. It is amazing what they have done with this. You're going to see it here in 1 second. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Now this one's set up obviously in the other as a right-hand drive, but look at this setup in here with these button displays. Look at the roof on here. This thing is just incredible. The way they have this, it is total utilitarianism, which we like. Look at that. I mean, the setup on here, and like I said, it's full-time four-wheel drive. You have front and rear lockers and a center diff lock because it is full-time four-wheel drive. So you can lock them and equal the power front to rear. It's got Recaro seats in this thing, front and rear. This thing is just, it's incredible, the quality of it. You can see it right there as well too. 0 to 60 miles an hour is just a smidge under 8 seconds. So it's not real fast, but torquey. I think it's a 50 to 1 crawl ratio on this thing. It has solid front and rear axles. Okay, that's amazing. That's how an off-road vehicle should be. Solid front and rear axles on it, which is just, like I said, incredible. Plus the 3 lockers, and it's got comes from the factory. You can get it with BF Goodrich KO2 tires on 17-inch rims, Steelies or aluminum. So you can see the Steelies right here in the video. 32-inch tires. The visibility on this thing is amazing. When you watch these videos that I've been watching on this thing, it's incredible. It comes with a winch on it already from the factory, steel bumpers with a winch hidden behind the license plate that you see right there. We'll show you more of that. Gas mileage is not very good. but it is a full-time four-wheel drive. But gas mileage is about 15 mpg, which is not fantastic. But like I said, this thing is incredible. And like I said, factory winch, 10.5 inches of ground clearance. It has real rock rails on it that are frame mounted, so they are 100% fully functional. Has iBox springs, which is incredible. If you don't know who iBox is, they handle some amazing racing suspension systems. Bilstein shocks. And everything about this thing is very manual in design, as you're about to see here. Like I said, there's a lot of information on our website you can watch. There's also a lot of videos on YouTube. Look at this. Look at how aerodynamic. Look at the backspace in this. Track racks outside, inside, ladder on the back, or handrails on the actual roof. I mean, this thing is just loaded out. Here's the Recaro seats on there. High quality seats. Look at this layout we're going to get to right here. This is all of your, I'm going to pause it there. I mean, look at how simple everything is right here. Window heaters, climate control, your audio knob. I mean, your hazard button with the two guardrails on it. I love it. For a company that's never built a vehicle before, they nailed it. Even look at the shift knob here for the four-wheel drive controls, which is old school with a collar. Grab it with your fingers, pull the collar up, shift. You got 4 high, 4 low, and center diff lock on this thing, which is nice. This BMW style, this keeps popping up, but right below, right here, this is the main shift lever for your, park, neutral, drive, and it's an electronic one. It's kind of unfitting in this, but it has to be right now because it's a electronic transmission from BMW, so it's kind of no choice. So that's a little weird, but this thing is awesome. The upper panel right here, look at that. Front and rear lockers. You got off-road modes that do a whole bunch of cool things like disable your parking sensors, disable the auto start stop. It drags out the gears longer, like a tow haul mode for when you're in off-road use. You got lights on the inside, lights on the outside. This thing has auxiliary switches built in. This thing is fully loaded with everything you can think of. Some of those are up here further in the panel. They're not showing the whole thing. Or it's the other panel. This might even be before the production one, but the ones I'm seeing in production, like I said, it's got everything you can think of in here. Look at how cool. This is that shifter I'm talking about. That one's kind of weird how that shifter's set up in here, but just a gorgeous layout in this. Let's go look at the outside of this thing. Let's talk a little bit here. Like, here's the overview of this thing. You can see it right here. Like I said, I went through here. They're coming in basically 3 different trim levels is what you're going to get with this. So when you look at it, you got a configurator on here. You can actually build them. Like if you click on here, build yours. You're going to get 3 different levels. You got the station wagon here, which we can select that version. And here you go. So here's your 3. You got the standard one, the station wagon, these are the same, I believe, here. It's your Grenadier and your Trial Master, not Trail Master, but Trial Master. Takes it up a little more extreme. You're going to have the snorkel in there. You're going to have some other options, things like that. You can see the price is US. This is not very cheap, but we will talk about that in a minute. And then you have your Field Master, which is also, here it is with aluminum wheels. You got 2 pop-out panels. Not only do these open, they pop right out. Quick and easy to store. You can see right here are the handles. Let's just look at this one here and configure it for a second so I can talk better. But here you can see full skid plates, frame-mounted hitches or recovery things, winch-capable bumper with the winch that can be hidden right behind the license plate, LED lights. You got handles here on there. You got a actual track mounting system next to the doors here for GoPros or anything you wanted to actually mount on a track. You could even put gas cans on there, anything you wanted to, which is really cool. Let's spin it around a little bit. Will it spin? Sideways view of this thing. 4-link suspension, coil spring front and rear. Like I said, actual true solid front and rear axles. See what I mean? Love this setup. A split, like a 40, it's like a 30-70 split door. Okay, so you got this little door, and then you got the big door here that opens up on there. Amazing approach and departure angles. I'll put all these numbers in here for you so you can see them. This thing is just incredible, but for a company to come out of the gate, never making a vehicle, and make something like this, it's straight up amazing. And then on top of that, for them to be able to get it here in the U.S., meet all the requirements needed to do that and pull it off is also phenomenal. And for us to have a vehicle like this that actually has all of the things that true off-roaders really want. I mean, this thing is an off-road beast. The only thing that bums me out is the 32-inch tires. Would be nice to be on 33s, you know, would be amazing. But again, on 32s with 10.5 inches of ground clearance and these amazing angles, just such an incredible vehicle. It's got a very high ceiling, a lot of room in it. Like I said, there's some videos out there that people that went to go see this thing when it was actually, you know, where they could actually test drive it and use it. But we are talking about an incredible vehicle. Now, the price is kind of high. It's got a little bit of a downside to that. There's no doubt about it. Here's the interior of that. This little red button on the dash, this is a toot horn. Okay, so it's you got your regular horn in the middle, but this one's kind of a quieter little, hey, toot toot, you know, to say hi to people kind of horn. Kind of cool. But you can see this layout in here. In this setup. Like I said, this thing is just incredible. Now, your speed is over here. Okay, and all your dash instrumentation is here. Actually, this whole screen in front of you, though, is just a bunch of idiot lights telling you when you're in, when you're locked up, when you're in off-road mode, when your front or rear lock are set, when your center lock is locked. All your idiot light type things are what is in this center thing here. So it's a little bit different. And there's some things that are kind of a little weird with that. Like I said, this electronic shifter next to an old school shifter, but again, they have to because of the trans. But I love the layout of this thing. It's just so well done. Now, the price is kind of high. There's no doubt about that the price is kind of high. But it is also their first time being here. This thing has just been made. Now, they bought a Mercedes plant in France is where they're building this at. Now, they actually bought the plant, and it is now a Grenadier plant. So that's where this is actually being made and shipped over here. And once they get these dealer networks established here and things like that, they'll be able to be a lot, I'm hoping that in about 2 years we get a lot more affordable. That's what I'm thinking. A year or two to get more affordable, come down maybe 10 grand in price. There's that upper panel setup, as you can see, with your assistance, your lockers, your off-road modes on there, your lights. Here's your auxiliary switches. So like I said, just a incredible vehicle here. You can see you got options for building it out. You can do a lot with this thing as far as how you're going to lay it out. Utilitarian, we'll go to the next one. Winch and towing. So you can add a winch on here, a removable rear winch, integrated winch, $4,000 for the integrated 5.5 ton. That's like 13,000 pounds. Winch that you can get there. Well, that would actually be 11,000 pound winch. Yeah, so you got a lot of really cool features with this thing. It tows over 7,000 pounds towing wise. I just been browsing this entire thing. Okay, there's so much on here that you can watch and learn about what this thing does. Here's your models. There's the standard Grenadier. Here's a Trial Master. There's that Field Master. You can read about what they do. The powertrain, like I said, is made by BMW, so is the transmission. Just incredible. See right here, 7,700 pounds of tow capacity that you can tow with this thing. And it's got a payload capacity of like 2,000 pounds, like 1,800 or 1,900 pounds capacity. That's just incredible. There's that door open, that little half door. One side, they both actually open. This thing's just a beast. This thing is just so cool. Folding seats, the whole deal, track racks in here. They just made this thing right, and they made it really cool. Like here you can see too, it's going to tell you what you got on all your panels. Again, it's worth spending a little bit of time up here to check some of this stuff out and see what's in this thing. Such a cool vehicle. Looks incredibly well made, and I think the potential is just awesome. You got all these different color choices that you can do. You can see it down here on the configurator. Like I said, just amazing here. So let's just kind of go through the website a little bit more here for you. Like I said, you can build them, service and maintenance. Let's look at here. See, they're building this network. Here's where they are. Let's kind of move around this map where you can see where some dealers are already. Now, keep in mind, this thing has just been released here literally a month ago. Okay, and it's so there's only like 30 of them in the country right now. But look at what they've established already in short amount of time. Sales and service. Okay, you got them. Look at everywhere they have these already around the country. Okay, so you can kind of see your areas. Pretty incredible what we got here for them just kicking this thing off. I mean, they are coming out of the gate harder and quicker than even Tesla did. These guys are just on it, and this is just pretty dang impressive. Now, like I said, it may not be for everybody. The price is a little bit high, but what they've done is they have stepped outside of the box, and they built an incredible vehicle that's just built right, proved that they can do it, and and they're going to prove when these sales start hitting. They're already selling out like crazy. You can order it right now. You can actually go on your buying thing here, and you can build it and order it. They got all the overviews here. I'm trying to their website's kind of here's the guy right there. There's the Grenadier bar that they actually did this on. Here's a story right here. 2017. Ineos chairman Sir Jim Ratcliffe identified a gap in a market of 4x4 utility. Sitting with friends in a London Grenadier pub, he decided to do something about it. Together, they outlined a plan to create an entirely new vehicle. It's quite a story so far, and they did. I mean, think about this. This is absolutely brilliant. They own a plastics division and a whole bunch of other things is what he does for a living. And so he had the money to be able to make this happen. But what a great jump out of the gate. They got all kinds of stories about the whole process, how it came about, what they were doing it. Like I said, there's a lot of videos on YouTube on this thing, but this thing is impressive. Would I buy it right now? Obviously, I could never afford that, but this is something that not only will run incredibly well. I mean, this thing is going to work right up there with Jeeps, Broncos, any of that kind of stuff out there, and especially when they start getting some lifts for it and bigger tires, but solid front and rear axles. And eventually there'll probably be a sway bar disconnect in there. The layout in it, like I said, absolutely amazing. Hopefully they get enough established here where that price comes down a little bit, but this is something to keep an eye out for, to watch. This is incredible. And I noticed on here, again, because I was browsing around all this kind of stuff, let's look at, was it under service and maintenance? Look at a warranty on this thing. Yeah, right here. 5-year, 60,000 mile base warranty, bumper to bumper warranty, everything. Well, think about that. Here in the U.S., everything else we get 3-year, 36,000 miles. They're coming out of the gate with a 5-year, 60,000 mile free with it when you get it. Paint warranty and anti-perforation warranty. So you got, but I mean the base warranty. 5-year, 60,000 miles. That's awesome. And like I said, when you watch some of the videos and learn about this, you can see all of that right here on films and images, and you can go through these and watch these things run these trails. Here's the Desert Rhino. Here's one. But you can see these things work and what they're doing with them. But I mean, the testing that has been on, you saw it right there. It said test vehicle right on it. Right here, it says test vehicle. Got their numbers on it. I mean, they ran these things all over the place and have been working them hard and fine-tuning, and it is now available and out for purchase if you want one. And you want to talk about a head turner. I mean, like I said, this has got the attitude, it's got the character, it's got the punch and the power. This thing is just, look at that. I mean, just amazing vehicle for what it is here. So high hopes for this thing, and I love what he did, and I love the fact that he went against the grain and he put this out there. And Jeep and Bronco and other companies, they should be scared now, especially Toyota, who just came out with their Land Cruiser, which is really not far off in price from this. For the most part, when you look at the actual Land Cruiser version, they're not far away. In this thing here, the Land Cruiser might have the bigger motor and the power, which some people care about, some don't. Me personally, I do not. This thing here would eat that thing for lunch all day long. Incredible old school tech in an incredible vehicle. and in a time where people thought this stuff was no longer available, it's gone, it's out of here, history's over, we're past those stage. Now we're in where they do like giga molding and all this stupid cost cutting corner things that are going all over, giga casting, and watch how that's going to be with Toyota. Watch what they're going to do. They're starting to stamp their entire vehicles out like Tesla does. So it's no longer quarter panels and things like that are actually welded and put together that are replaceable. The whole entire body and unibody and everything is going to start being stamped out for their vehicles. Like I said, such a joke with what's going on in the auto industry. These guys went against the grain and made this, and I'm pretty impressed with it, and I think it's got a lot of power to it. I don't know why we're not seeing what's going on in here. But anyway, there's videos on here. There's all kinds of stuff you can watch, a lot of information on it. This thing is incredible. It's got a ton of room, ton of capability. Can't say enough good things about it. I will be watching this one very, very closely, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.